Hey, what's up guys, Phantom Z2 here, and we're going to be talking about, well actually this is a new episode of Talk Time, so how are you doing? And we're going to be talking about the Nintendo ban on YouTube live streaming. And what I heard about, I learned about this a day ago from a friend of mine who's on the Attica Spawns Discord, and they has put up this image that they received an email stating that if you are part of the Nintendo Creators Program, you are not allowed to live stream, that you are banned from live streaming. And I don't know if there's a difference between you being on YouTube, if you're streaming on YouTube in general, if you're streaming on YouTube Gaming. I'm not aware of that difference, but if there is a difference, I wouldn't. If you're gonna try to live stream, I would say don't try to do it on gaming either, because we don't know the precautions of what happens if you do try to stream. Now, excuse me. Now, what this means? Well, first of all, let's talk about what exactly is the Nintendo Creators Program, and what that program is that if you want to be part of the Nintendo's Creator Program, you have to make Nintendo videos, and what that consists of is mostly first-party Nintendo games. Like, say if I wanted to do a stream of Super Smash Brothers, Nintendo can't copyright that video because they don't own all the rights to that game. It's a second-party game, not a first-party game. Like, so even Pokemon, even though they own Pokemon, that's still a second-party property that they own. So they can't ban you for that. However, say if you're streaming Mario Kart or something like that, like one of their IPs, like their designated IPs, then you cannot stream that. And you can't, unless say if you wanted to, you can't stream that without getting what's it called, copyright claim. That's what I mean. But let's say if you wanted to just record a video of that anyways. Let's say if you're under the Nintendo Creators Program, then once you're under the Nintendo Creators Program, your video will be monetized by Nintendo, and you will get partial of the ad revenue made from that video. But however, let's say if you're not a part of the the Nintendo Creators Program, but still want to make money off your videos, what you can do is that you can either register your whole channel under their program, or what you can do is that you can actually register separate videos, like I have done with my Nintendo Direct reactions, and you can still have those monetized by Nintendo, and you'll receive partial of the ad revenue. Now, have I done that? Yeah. How much do you still actually make? I've made only a penny off of each video. So let that sink in. Doesn't really help out that much. So I mean, there's not. I guess once you've been copyright claimed by Nintendo, you might as well you can either choose to do that Nintendo Creators Program thing, or you can just take it and suck it up. So let's talk about this ban specifically. Like I said before, we don't really know what's gonna happen if you do try to stream, so I would say be careful with that. But I'm very iffy about this, because there's always been the stigma of that Nintendo's trying to take all your money. Like if you're streaming their game, that people want to say that's free revenue for you, or you should, like, if every other company lets us do it, why don't you? And I think we also need to remember that Nintendo is a Japanese company, so and their laws are most likely different from ours. So not only let that sink in, but also let the fact sink in, the fact that these are still their games, that they do make these games, and the fact that us making content and making money off of their games that they've made, they are in the full right to do that. Now what and you might not like that I say that, but it is the truth. What the thing is the fact that, remember, like I said before, it's only certain games. Just because a game is on a Nintendo system does not mean that they can copyright for you that. It needs to be either stated under the list of games on the list of games of the Nintendo Creators Program website, or if it's like a second party game or something like that, it can still be demonetized. Oh no, if it's a second party game, they can't demonetize it unless it states otherwise, or if it's a Nintendo video that you're watching, like say if you're watching the Metroid Returns trailer, maybe, I don't entirely know. Say if you're watching Nintendo Red, like how we do on my channel, then yeah, you're definitely going to see your video get demonetized. Now, like I said before, you can register it into the creators program and be void of that. So it's a really weird situation, because I don't think that you should be banned from YouTube streaming on YouTube if you're part of this program. And that does worry me, as the fact that some of the content creators I like who receive free games, I don't really know if the brand ambassador program is also related to the creators program. And if they are related, that means that those people are no longer allowed to stream their games on, they're no longer allowed to stream in general, actually, on YouTube. So what about Twitch? Well, I don't think Nintendo has anything against Twitch, so if you're streaming your game on there, I guess you're free to do as you please. And I'm not really sure why they would make that choice, because if I can register my videos under your service, under your program, why can't I be allowed to also stream and then be able to upload that stream onto your creators program and still have it monetized by you? And that's where I think it becomes a really weird situation, with the fact that, say if you have donations set up on your channel, you have donations set up in your stream, you can make money from that outside of YouTube. And that's where it becomes fuzzy, is the fact that that's basically stopping you from getting your money while making that game. But let's say if you're not even streaming a Nintendo game, then you're still being voided of getting your money from the people who choose to support you. And I personally don't see that as fair, but I can see why they're not allowing you to do that, considering the fact that you're still going to be making money off of their content. And although you may not like it, that is the truth in some form. You're still making money off the fact that you're doing a video based off their content. And you can sit down and argue the fact that, well, you're helping promote their series, you're helping promote their games, but in Nintendo's eyes, they can still see that as detriment of the fact that they're not receiving a share. And yeah, it may seem really scummy, but it's still the fact of, yeah, that they're still in their entire right to do that, whether I like it or not, whether you like it or not, whether anybody likes it or not. Maybe even if some Nintendo officials like it or not, it's still something that they have to deal with. And that's really, I personally think it's unfair, especially the streaming part. Well, I mean, this is all about the streaming part, but I'm saying in general of like the videos, like if it's like a video that you want to register, well, now you can't monetize that. I can understand that, but it's also the fact of, if you want to be a part of that program, you can't live stream anymore, even if you're not streaming a Nintendo game. And just to confirm that this was real, I wanted to check it out myself, and I did get an email stating that. See, it's the same email, and actually let's read it over just to make sure that you can stream in general. Live streaming on YouTube falls outside the scope of Nintendo's Creators Program. This means that you cannot broadcast content on YouTube Live from the account you have registered to the Nintendo Creators Program. Please check the user guide for details. So, the fact that you can't stream can be a big detriment to your channel, now that I think about it. Because if your channel survives on streaming, yeah, you're screwed. But there is a way to get around this, and like I was saying before, you can still register your videos under the Nintendo Creators Program, which means that if you want to stream and still have your videos into the Nintendo Creators Program, then just don't sign up your channel. Just sign up your separate videos, like how I've done, so that way you don't get screwed over. That's the best thing I can tell you, honestly. I don't think Nintendo will change their mind on this though, because as we know, when Nintendo does something, they stick to it. And the fact that this is one of their new policies on the Nintendo Creators Program, that's gonna, you know, suck for a long time, unless they choose to, you know, not go through with this or repeal it. yeah, people, if you're a Nintendo, if you're part of the Nintendo Creators Program and you want to stream, either you find a way to leave that program or you just stick through it. And I'm sorry to like all the people who may be like really disheartened to hear of this, but yeah, it's the truth, sadly. But like I said, there still is that loophole. So if you want to use that loophole, by all means, it's best for you to do that. So, oh gosh, people are gonna not like this. But that's really all I can tell you. What else, other opinions do I have on this? Is maybe, well, what could have caused this? And maybe it's the PewDiePie situation. I don't know. Maybe it's the fact that people can still receive money off of your. You could not people can still receive money. That you can still receive money off of streaming their games by placing ads. Because like when you start an ad on a YouTube live stream, it'll start. I don't know if it'll start for everybody, but it'll definitely start for some people who are in the stream. And then I think that's directly monetized right away. So like YouTube can't take that away. And if you're like a streaming on donations, yeah, YouTube can't take that away either. So yeah, you're kind of screwed. Well, no, you're not screwed, but now that you have this ban, yeah, you are screwed. That's what I meant to say. So I mean, it's either because of the PewDiePie thing, where they don't want to get involved with that. They don't want to have their creators or themselves have a bad outlook because of their creators, or it could just be the fact of, you know, money. And Nintendo's a business first and foremost, and you know they have to worry about money and how people are profiting off their games. Could this also be in relation to the fact that Atlas tried to ban, not ban, but take RCPS3, I believe it's called, that the PS3 emulator down. That could also be in relation to somebody who wants to stream emulated Nintendo game. And I can see why Nintendo would do it. I'm just not in favor of Nintendo doing it, but they're still totally within their rights. And it really does suck that it does happen, that it is happening. But you know, it does suck. And I don't think I said this yet in the video, but I did try applying for the Nintendo Creators Program, and I'm very glad I didn't get in now with this going on. So I mean, maybe what I had a chance to leave. I don't really know how you can leave unless you have to call Nintendo directly. But hey, I would really say if you're in that program and you live stream, find a way out and just upload your videos separately on the Nintendo Creators Program. Because at this point, either way, if you don't do it, you're screwed. And if you do it, you're still gonna be getting less money from those videos anyways. So you know, it really sucks. And like I said, or like I was saying before, I don't know if being a part of the brand program, like the ambassador brand program, will also affect that. So if you're a big YouTuber and you stream on YouTube and you're part of the brand ambassador, I wish you luck that this live stream ban doesn't actually affect you, you know. So yeah, that's all really much I have to say on it. I can totally see why Nintendo has many reasons to do it. I can see that they're definitely within their right to do it. And although I'm in favor, I really doubt that they'll change their mind, because you know, Nintendo's Nintendo. They're a stickler. So you know, what can you really do other than suck it up or use the loophole I'm telling you about? Jesus Christ, I cannot speak today. Today has been a rough day. But yeah, I think I've said enough, honestly. You can either do what I tell you to do or suffer. And I wish there was more I could say on this, other than the fact of either you're screwed or you're not. Damn, that really sucks.